In part 4, the scene opens up with Wiley, Chuck, and Liam rushing to help Gord outside the orphanage. They carry him inside the lab and try to stop his blood from flowing out. Sadly, they fail to do so and Gord dies. This devastates everyone. Right then, Liam receives a message from the government, informing him that he has only 24 hours to prove the effectiveness of his cure before his extraction. Later, Adam arrives at the lab and points a gun at Liam, calling him a liar. He then asks Liam to tell everyone about who he is working for. Liam accepts the fact that he worked for Horatio Pharmaceuticals, but only for a period. However, Adam is in no mood to listen to any of his bullshit, so he forces Liam to reveal about the government. With no choice left, Liam tells everyone that he has only 24 hours to prove his cure, or else the government will invade again and kill everyone in Pretty Lake. Hearing this, Chuck and Wiley decide to help Liam while Adam walks away from there. In the next scene, while looking out through the window, Francis notices a CCTV camera outside the orphanage and thinks of checking its footage to find out who kept the bag at the entrance. Along with Tracy and Harrison, Francis enters the control room and looks through the CCTV footage. To their surprise, they learn that it was Mark all along. Enraged, the three go to his workplace and eventually find him. On the other hand, Wiley accompanies Liam to find a person who is soon going to turn 22, so that they can test the cure as soon as possible. After searching for a while, they come up with two different names, Michael Clark and Ren Toffoli. They are the people who have their birthdays today, and Liam needs to act soon. Sadly, when they reach Michael's house, they find him lying dead on the floor. Having no other choices left, Liam suggests they now only have a few hours to search for Ren and test the cure on her. Meanwhile, Ronnie notices Ren being careful while entering a container. He follows her and finds that she has actually hidden a lot of food supplies inside the container, which her people are unaware of. Ronnie takes this as an opportunity to take revenge on Ren and walks away from there, but not before locking her inside. Back at the bar, when Harrison inquires Mark about the backpack he kept in front of the orphanage, Mark replies that he just wanted to leave some food for the children, and nothing else. He also mentions that if he had known that it would lead to Gord's death, he would have never done that. Soon, Mark decides to take revenge for Gord's death and asks them about the location of the person who killed him. Without a second thought, Tracy tells him about Ren. With this, Mark sets out for vengeance. Elsewhere, Wiley and Liam arrive at Ren's location, searching for her. To their shock, Ronnie greets them and takes them inside the warehouse. He then goes to Ren and asks her to tell the truth to her people and hand over the power to him and the other man, Lamar, who helped him to execute all this. Ren obliges and exits the compound with Wiley and Liam. Moving on, Liam and Wiley bring Ren to the lab and give her a dose of the cure to check if she will still remain alive after turning 22. As soon as they arrive there, Adam apologizes to Liam for not believing in him and assures him that from now on he will be on his side. After injecting Ren with the cure, Liam hands over the remaining vials to Wiley and leaves towards the extraction point, but not before promising that he will come back for her. Elsewhere, Frances starts missing her brother, and seeing this, Harrison suggests that they go and pay respect to Gord's dead body, which is still in the lab. Right then, Wiley, who is looking after Ren, walks away to take a bathroom break. On her way out, she meets Tracy, Francis, and Harrison and injects each of them with a dose of the so-called cure. Following this, Francis asks Tracy and Harrison to give her some alone time with her brother. Obeying her request, Tracy and Francis return to the orphanage, asking Francis to take care of herself. Moments after they leave, Ren walks out of her room toward Francis and immediately recognizes her. Seeing her, Francis gets enraged and pulls out a gun from her pocket. Ren tries to fight back but accidentally gets shot in the stomach. Afraid, Francis walks away from there, leaving an injured Ren on the floor. Soon, Wiley arrives there and carries Ren to the room. On the other hand, Adam, who is supposed to drive Liam to the extraction point, puts him inside the car trunk and leaves with the extraction team, disguising himself as Liam. Midway, Adam pretends to feel dizzy, and when the officer comes closer to take a look at him, he holds him at gunpoint and handcuffs him to a tree nearby. He then takes a military van and drives towards the city. The next morning, Wiley checks on Ren and finds that she is still alive, even after her 22nd birthday. This proves that Liam's cure actually worked. Just then, Wiley receives a call from Liam's employer, Dexter Crane, on his satellite phone. Sadly, when Dexter finds out that it's not Liam on the other side, he cuts the call and immediately informs Minister Miller about the situation. Hearing this, Minister Miller becomes angry and tells Dexter that she will now handle the situation in her own way. Meanwhile, Wiley goes through Liam's messages and finds the location where he was supposed to meet the extraction team. In the following scene, while in town, Adam contacts his Genius University friend, Daisy, and informs her about the situation in Pretty Lake. At first, Daisy refuses to help him, but when Adam tells him that he has no other options left, she agrees and provides him with access to the confidential government data relating to Minister Miller and Dexter. After breaching the security check, Adam even manages to make a video call to Miller and threatens her to go public about the situation in Pretty Lake. But surprisingly, Minister Miller remains adamant about her decision of exterminating everyone in the doomed city. Right then, the security office detects the data breach and sends an officer to check on the location. Next, following the data that she got from Liam's phone, Wiley arrives at the place where Adam left his car with Liam inside the trunk. She hears Liam screaming for help and immediately takes him out. She then tells Liam that Ren actually survived and that his cure worked. At the same time, Adam calls Wiley on Liam's satellite phone and suggests she keep Liam under gunpoint. He further urges her to inject the remaining vials into everyone and bring them to the same gate where she found Liam. Wiley follows Adam's orders and locks Liam inside an abandoned warehouse. Later in the evening, an officer, Mr. Brooks, sent by Dexter, tracks Daisy down, but somehow she manages to run away from her bike repair shop. Sometime later, when Adam comes back to her shop, he gets a message from an unknown number asking him to meet at the Oxford City Center. Unfortunately, when Wiley returns back to the lab, she finds out that Ren has escaped along with the remaining doses of the cure. She then tells everyone about Adam's plan and decides to go to Ren's place and ask back the vaccines. On the other hand, Ren returns to her community and lures Lamar to her side, promising to give him a shot of the vaccine if he helps her to get the power back. Surprisingly, she manages to get a few men by her side and puts Ronnie inside a lockup. Meanwhile, Adam arrives at the Oxford City Center and meets Daisy, but sadly, she refuses to help him further. Adam then decides to put pressure on Dexter to stop the extermination, which is being planned by the government. He even shares the video of Liam in which he mentions that he worked for Dexter to perform experiments on the citizens of Pretty Lake. This pressurizes Dexter, and finally he agrees to provide vials for the remaining people, but only on one condition. Adam has to give him all the information about Liam's research. Back in Pretty Lake, Wiley goes to visit Ren and tries to persuade her to return the vials. At first, Ren refuses to comply, but after Wiley mentions that it's for her little son, she agrees to provide her with 3 doses of vaccines. However, at the same time, one of her men brings Mark there and reveals that he was trying to shoot her. Hearing this, Ren changes her mind and asks her men to put both Wiley and Mark into a lockup. In the next scene, while Adam is walking on the streets, Mr. Brooks points a gun at him and asks him to get into his car. Inside, Adam meets Dexter, who orders him to hand over all of Liam's research. However, despite having a gun pointed at his head, Adam manages to think calmly and pretends to hand over the research in a pen drive. When Dexter inserts the pen drive into his laptop, numerous emails are automatically sent to various news media about their drug trials at Pretty Lake. This sends Dexter into a state of panic, and he finally decides to compromise with Adam. Moving on, Wiley and Mark meet Ronnie inside the lockup, and they devise a plan to get themselves out from there. Ronnie calls Ren and tells her that Mark killed her brother. Cleverly, when Ren tries to get a hold of Mark, he puts a knife to her throat and threatens her men to put their guns down. After this, they take Ren hostage and ask her to hand over the remaining vials. Having no options left, Ren hands them the vaccines. Wiley receives the vaccines and leaves immediately to inject one into her son. Surprisingly, Ronnie refuses to join them and stays back with Ren. Straight out of Ren's place, Wiley arrives at the Mininotti's residence and finds her son, Jason, sleeping inside. She tries to walk away with her son, but John and Helen stop her. John warns her to leave the child, but fortunately Helen calms him down and lets Wiley go. As soon as she enters her car, Wiley injects Jason with the cure and drives towards the extraction gate. In the meantime, Chuck asks Stacy to join them at the extraction point, but she refuses and decides to stay behind for the kids at the orphanage. Similarly, Mark gets a vial and injects it into Stacy rather than injecting himself, and takes her to join the group. While doing so, he expresses his feelings for her and tells her that he actually likes her. Soon, Ren also arrives at the gate with her group and Ronnie. She talks with Francis for a while, and the two of them apologize for each other's actions. Following this, Dexter sends one of his men to take Adam's group out of the area. The man shoots the security guard at the border and approaches the gate. Before allowing everyone to enter the van, Dexter's man scans each one of them and confirms that they are inoculated. Wiley arrives there late, but Adam somehow persuades Dexter to send his man back and get Wiley inside the van. Moments later, the group is brought outside Pretty Lake, into Horatio's medical lab. After completing his part, Dexter asks Adam to share Liam's research, and he does the same. Dexter then announces to the group that they can leave only after completing a few tests. One by one, the members of the group are called inside a lab, and tests are performed. To everyone's surprise, Dexter and his team find out that Liam's cure did wonders for the ones who took it. It helped Ren heal her bullet wound, Wiley got rid of the tumor, and Harrison became free from diabetes. Surprisingly, even after all of the test results are negative, Dexter decides to do one last extreme test on the group members. He talks to Adam and tells him that the remaining amount of vaccines for the citizens of Pretty Lake will be available in the course of 6 months. Miraculously, the group even passes the extreme test, and everyone is declared free from virus contamination. Adam returns back to the group and becomes happy to see Wiley and Jason there. Before letting them go and live their normal lives, Dexter asks them to keep their identity hidden till the vaccine is prepared. He also tells them that he has fitted a tracker inside each one of them, and at any moment they expose the reality, they will be dead. Eventually, each one of them is sent to different states with their new identity. However, Adam and Wiley decide to stop Minister Miller from launching her extermination mission at Pretty Lake. For this, they call Daisy and ask her to release all of the top secret videos. As soon as Daisy does so, the videos go viral on the internet and Minister Miller starts to get calls from different locations. Even her own military chief refuses to carry on their mission after knowing what she did to the citizens. Afraid about the public reaction, Miller commits the unthinkable inside her office, and the mission is aborted. Furthermore, food and other supplies are sent to Pretty Lake for the people still living there. The scene then fast forwards by 6 months. Adam and Wiley are trying to live normal lives and are shopping inside a supermarket. Suddenly, one of the customers vomits blood and falls to the ground. Seeing this, Adam realizes that Horatio Pharma has released this virus as only they have the cure for it. Subscribe to see more videos like this, turn on the notifications, and leave a like to help the channel out. Thanks for watching. Out.